I'm Dr. Revels, and you're listening to another verse of the REVELSations podcast. We're all family and friends here, so you can call me Rev. Today's topic is temptation, to flee or to resist. Again, temptation, to flee or to resist. Let's get into some dictionary definitions like we like to do here on the REVELSations podcast, so we're all on the same page. Temptation, it's a noun. It means the desire to do something, especially something wrong or unwise. That part at the end, the desire to do something, especially something wrong or unwise. If we're being honest, we are not tempted to do good things. We don't have that strong urge on the inside, that strong desire to do the good, to do the right thing. Oftentimes, let's imagine it's eating. Do we have the strong urge to grab the broccoli or the strong urge to grab the ice cream? Be honest with yourself. You know it's a strong urge to grab the ice cream. And that is a temptation because it's a desire to do something, especially something wrong or unwise. And I talked about it. Temptation. Do we flee or do we resist? Flee. Flee means to run away from a place or situation of danger, to run away from something. Something is present. I have to get away from this thing, so I flee. To resist. To resist is to fight against or to withstand the action or the effect of something. To fight, you can fight people, you can try to fight your temptations, you can try to fight yourself. And I'm wondering, when it comes to temptations, what is better for us, to flee or to resist? And I want to ask you a question. When it comes to your temptations, do you flee or do you resist? And which of those strategies seem to work best? I think we all try at some point to either flee our temptations or resist our temptations. I seem to have a formula that works for me. It may or may not work for you. So let's get into it and talk about it. So I am talking about me. I have no desire whatsoever to do drugs or drink alcohol. I have never taken any alcohol in my body, never drunk anything ever. For those of you who have, not a problem, not judgmental. I've also never done drugs in my life. And people have said to me, oh, wow, Rev, that is really amazing that you've never done it. And I actually don't think it's that amazing. The reason I don't think it's that amazing is because two things. One of my three superpowers is that peer pressure does not work on me. No, I don't really care what everybody else is doing. I like to do my thing no matter what. But the real reason that I've never done drugs or alcohol is not because my friends and my family members and my social circles have tried to get me to partake. The real reason that I've never done drugs or never drank alcohol is because I do not have a desire or temptation to. It does not tempt me, not one bit. There's no part of me, no fiber of my being that has ever wanted to drink alcohol or do drugs. And if you have done those things, again, no judgment. I know a lot of great people who have partook in both drugs and alcohol. Great people of God, great people of business, great people everywhere. So there's no judgment. But people tell me, oh my God, you're so special. That is because they've been tempted by these things. They like these things, and they're thinking I suffer from the same temptation. So it is not hard for me to resist or fight against alcohol because I don't have the urge. It is not a temptation. Oh, but there is a temptation I have. Not really going to give you that one. I'm going to give you the other one. And that temptation is sugar. The worst thing I've ever put inside of my body is sugar. I am probably, like most of us in the world, addicted to sugar. I like sugary drinks. I like sugary foods. I love dessert. Oh my God, I'm reminiscing now of my late mother and the fact that she used to cook sweet potato pies and banana puddings and peach cobblers and all of this stuff. Oh, very tempting. And I'll be honest, if that is in my face, I am eating it 100% of the time. I am not strong enough to resist that temptation. So what do? I flee the temptation. I flee. I don't have those things in my house because I don't want to eat them. For example, a lot of people think it's weird. I like soda. I told you I like sugary drinks. Pepsi, Coke, Sprite, whatever you have. I like to drink it. You know what I don't put in my house? I don't put Pepsi, Coke, Sprite, because if it's in my house, I'm going to drink it. Because that is what I'm tempted by. My temptation, a desire to have this thing something that is unwise. I'm trying to be healthy. I know it's not good. I'm trying to be less addicted to sugar. So what I'm going to do is not put those things in my life, because if they're in my life, you know what? I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough to fight my desire. And the reason I'm not strong enough to fight my desire is because my desire is my temptation, and the temptation is within me. It is said that we should flee temptation, but resist the devil. Whatever the devil is, in my situation, the devil is sugar. I have to flee from it. Again, I grew up eating all these sweet desserts. I did, and I love them, and I still love them to this day, sitting here over 40 years old. How do I stop it? Am I strong enough to have a delicious banana pudding sitting in front of me and not eat it? I'm gonna be honest with you. Absolutely not. Am I strong enough to have alcoholic beverages in front of me and not drink them? Absolutely so. What is the difference? One tempts me, the other does not. So, in order to live the life that I want to live, I flee my temptations. But there are some things I resist. I resist the devil, aka things that I don't think are right in life. So, things that you can resist: injustice of people. You can resist people being rude or mean. These are things that you can resist. These are outside forces. It's not inside of me to be unjust. It's not inside of me to be rude. So when I see people are being rude to me or to others, I can go and fight that. I can go and resist that. I can go withstand the action, the effect of their actions. That is easy. It is much easier for me to fight an injustice than it is for me to fight my own temptation. Ask yourself about your temptation. Your temptation may not be drugs, it may not be alcohol. It may be. If it is, so be it. Your temptation may not be sugar, but you have a temptation. Everybody has something that they desire to do that is unwise or something wrong. We all do. We all have that nature in us. Nobody's walking around here a perfect angel. And when those things are around you, honestly ask yourself, are you strong enough to resist them? When you are in those situations where that temptation that maybe no one really knows about, are you really strong enough to fight that? We all have toys. You're like, what do you mean toys? I'm a grown man. I don't play with toys. I'm a grown woman. I don't play with toys. Yes, you do. Your toys are your temptations of your youth. Your temptations of your youth. These things that got in you when you were younger. They are the things that are inside of you that tempt you, if not every day, every time you're around them. Are you really strong enough to resist those things? I think not, because most people are not. I'm not a weak person by any stretch of the imagination. And I know a lot of super strong people, but you know what? They are not strong enough to resist their toys, the temptation of their youth. Why is that? Because it is harder for us to fight ourselves, to fight an external force. And even though we may say the sugar, the drug, the alcohol, or whatever is bad is outside, the temptation is really on the inside of us because we want and desire to do that thing. So yes, we should flee temptation. I don't believe we're strong enough to resist it. But then we shouldn't flee everything when the devil shows up or those negative things show up that we don't necessarily desire to do, but we know that they're wrong. Those are the things that we should resist. So we can help people resist their temptations by helping them flee. So if you have a friend and your friend struggles with sugar like I do, don't bring your friend around banana puddings and peach cobblers and things of that nature. If you have a friend that's struggling with alcohol, don't ask them to go to the bar with you. It is going to be much easier for them to flee the situation, aka not go to the bar in the first place, than it is for them to resist the alcohol once they're in the situation. What do you think? Are you strong enough to resist your temptations, or is it better for you to flee? When you look at other people and their temptations, whether they are known and sometimes unknown, do you think it's better for them? Do you really think we're strong enough to resist our temptations, or is it better to flee? Again, it is said that we should flee our temptations, but resist the devil. Thank you again for listening to another verse of the REVELSations podcast. You can subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. That's Spotify, YouTube, wherever you like. Please hit the like button, thumbs up, share this with somebody, subscribe to the podcast, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that you just listened to another verse of the REVELSations podcast. I am because we are. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.
Yeah, the Revelations now televised. A platform for you and I. And now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.